Long before kings wore crowns, before cities rose from dust, before even the wheel was carved from stone, there were only two brothers. One bent his back to the soil. The other guided his sheep across the open hills. And under a silent sky, in the middle of an empty field, one brother lifted a stone. That single act changed the course of human history forever. This was not only the first murder, it was the birth of jealousy, of rage, of guilt, and of justice. A crime so ancient it is still remembered in the Bible, the Quran, and the Torah. Cain and Abel. Two brothers, two offerings, one fatal choice. According to the book of Genesis, Cain and Abel were the first sons of Adam and Eve. Cain, the farmer, brought an offering of his harvest. Abel, the shepherd, chose the very best of his flock. God accepted Abel's sacrifice but rejected Cain's, not because of the fruit or the lamb, but because of what lay behind them, the intention, the devotion, the heart. Cain's face darkened, his pride cracked, jealousy took root. God warned him, "Sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it." But Cain did not master it. He fed it. He called his brother into the field. There were no witnesses, no words, only the sound of a blow, and the earth drank the first blood spilled by human hands. In the Quran, the moment is told with even greater moral weight. Abel says, "If you raise your hand to kill me, I will not raise mine to kill you. I fear Allah, Lord of the worlds." Abel chose peace. Cain chose rage, and when the deed was done, God sent a raven. The bird scratched at the earth, teaching Cain how to bury the body of his brother. A lesson in shame and in guilt. But in the Bible, the scene ends differently. There is no raven, no burial, only silence until God himself speaks. "Where is your brother Abel?" he asks. Cain answers with a lie that has echoed through millennia. "Am I my brother's keeper?" But the earth had already spoken. "The blood of your brother cries out to me from the ground." And so Cain was cursed, not to die, but to wander. God placed a mysterious mark on him so that no one would kill him. The nature of the mark is never explained. Some later traditions imagined it as a scar, a sign, a change in his very appearance. Whatever it was, it became a symbol of exile, of guilt, and of a punishment worse than death, to live forever with the memory of what he had done. Genesis says Cain went east into the land of Nod. There he built a city, the first city, but every stone he laid carried the shadow of his brother's blood. Across faiths, the story takes on different meanings. In Christianity, Abel is remembered as the first martyr, his innocent blood still speaking, as written in the book of Hebrews. In Judaism, the story becomes one of responsibility. Cain is guilty, and God's justice is absolute. In Islam, it is a warning about the sanctity of life and the tragedy of ignoring divine guidance. And yet, through all traditions, the core remains the same. Cain, the farmer; Abel, the shepherd; a field, an offering; a choice that ended in blood. The first killing was not a battlefield massacre. It was not a war. It was one brother turning against another, the most intimate bond broken by jealousy. And from that moment, humanity would never be the same. Violence had entered the world, and the earth has never stopped remembering the sound of that first blood. If this story moved you, if it made you think, if it made you feel, then this is just the beginning. On this channel, we uncover assassinations and killings that changed history forever, moments where a single act of violence reshaped the destiny of a nation, a people, or the entire course of humanity. From ancient palaces to modern parliaments, from whispered betrayals to public executions, we dive deep into the blood-stained pages of time to understand how power, fear, and ambition collide. So if you believe history is more than dates and names, if you want to feel the pulse behind the facts and hear the echoes of choices that still shape our world, subscribe now and join us on the red pages of history, where every story is sharp, every truth is raw, and every episode leaves a mark.